All right, everybody, what's going on? Here we are with another race. We got TM versus Vert, and we're all through with the bans. So it looks like TM banned all switches and Vert banned all castles, no cape. So now we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel, and we're gonna see what category it lands on. We've got between no cape, no Star World, all castles, and 11 exit, pretty much. So look forward to some good race either. I'm hoping we see some no cape, no Star World personally, but any of these would be fine for a first race at the very least. Now it's spinning, so let's see where it lands. And I spoken into existence. We got no cape, no Star World for the first race.
Hey, you get your wish.
Love to see it.
This will definitely be an interesting one here. They don't really have to do this race. Both of them have raced against Dunkel and beaten him, kicking him out of the group stages. So both of these runners have actually already made it to the bracket stage. What they're racing for right now is bragging rights. And I'm going to be honest, that's a little more important to me. A little more important.
Hey, sorry, I don't know what happened. I get sorry, Discord kicked me out for some reason. It like crashed.
Maybe it was on purpose. It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, there's something going on for sure. My computer is also just bad, so that's very probable as well.
All right, looks like we're gonna get started any second now. So y'all get some good lucks in chat for these runners.
Alright, well, I was trying to pull up some PBs for these runners, but my computer is just really not wanting to operate properly right now, so I guess I'll just stick to commentating for now. I think TM has a mid 35. I don't know Vert's time and no cape, no Star World, or even if he has a time posted. I know he has either a 35 or 34. TM does, so you know, and you'd expect that because it's his category. He's pretty good here. But it's a race; anything can happen. I mean, I would not have predicted. I would not have predicted the race earlier with logical and law score to go the way it did. But I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes in a race.
What a race that was! Are you? Oh my goodness, that was incredible. If y'all missed it earlier, we had a great Class A race, and we're gonna see tons like that. That all switches. I mean, that's all switches is the killer of this tournament. I love it.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, because you know you get 4 orbs, which is it's pretty hard, but also especially because you can get hit so many times. And as I say that, TM taking a death on Yoshi 3. That's rough.
You hate to see it.
That was a very Jacob-esque desk, if I say so myself. Must be a little too late.
I was looking up PBs. I'm not gonna trust Vert's SRC PB currently. It was like years ago, and it's way behind what his skill level is. So if he truly has not PB'd in like 3 years, we're gonna see a PB today. If he just hasn't submitted in 3 years or whatever, I get it. No cape, no Star World's a category that not lots of people submit to, even if they run it. It can typically be seen as a race that you do with lots of friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely
several communities that take it very seriously, though.
I'm definitely one of those people. It's my favorite category in the game, personally. Although recently, with how much trouble I've been having on Yoshi clips, I'm amending that a little bit. I've turned into a bit of an 11 exit runner, but
Oh god.
trying to maintain positive about that. And TM going through Yoshi 4 right now. Vert going through Iggy. Obviously, TM's behind a lot because of that death. Playing a bit safe in room 1, but still pretty clean. Pretty good room run from TM as well. They're both pulling out with a 281. Vert going for the butt slide. Missed a bit. Went a bit slow. It's not a big deal. He's got a pretty sizable lead right now. But we'll see how his no-cape strats are on Morton. There's definitely some pretty rough levels here. I mean, Donut 3... I don't know. Donut 3, if you play it safe, is not too bad, but it can still be kind of scary. I mean, just that first jump alone, I can't tell you how many runs I've lost to that. But, you know, I've got at least 3 levels before Donut 3. So we'll see how the beginning of the Morton goes. World 2, that is. Very interesting route in Donut 1 from Vert. I've never seen anyone bounce on that Koopa. That's usually like, oh, I messed up my jump. But, you know, he did it and it worked. Kind of messed up the fast Yoshi grab, but it's fine. Taking a little slower, not a big deal. At least he holds on the Fire Flower, which is probably the most important part. That'll save a lot of time for the Morton fight, and also it helps you go for a faster Donut 3. And also Donut Secret. TM with a very clean Donut 1. 360. That's ideally what you want to see every time. See how their Donut Secrets go. Okay, Vert takes it a bit slower. I guess he's not super comfortable with kicking the block up and then grabbing the P-switch that way. It's a good ending though. Ghost House is honestly where this split starts to pick up a little bit because you gotta work because the boo bounces. Like if you're a bit off here or there, you might lose your Fire Flower and you could even die. And you just lose a lot. You could just lose a lot of time. But he's comfortable with the left side, pulling through with the 280. That's good. TM also pulling through with the 280. Let's see how Vert's Donut 3 goes. Definitely one of the scariest levels, no cape. Okay, so he loses his Fire Flower. That's not really what you want to see. And he just kind of self-destructs a little bit. But it looks like they'll be almost matched up. I don't know how comfortable he is doing this small only, though. Let's go on screen forward. Okay, so it looks like he knows the proper movement. Does he get the luck jump? He does not, but how's his backup? Okay, so I think TM hit the leftmost pixel, so his P speed was cut, but thankfully he reacted to it pretty well. Normally, if I get that, I just die. So, you know, not too bad from him, pulling through with a 257. Vert, after the death, pulling through with a 261. It's pretty good. With Donut 4, you can get some weird stuff going on here. We'll see if either of them go for the blue shell. They probably will. And Vert, oh, well, that's more of a small only stress, so it's not a surprise that he got hit there. So we're going to get a screen scroll from Vert. No, we're not going to get the screen scroll strat. He's just YOLOing it. TM with the scroll. He's getting the backup flower. I respect it. Both pulling through with a 253. Not bad at all. They're kind of neck and neck right now. Not gonna lie. It's turning out to be a pretty good race already. But we'll see what happens in Morton. It definitely can be a pretty scary level, especially if you're going for the spring. It's not like a 3-frame input to grab the 2-frame input to grab the spring like it is in Cape, but still, you know, if you're not fast getting up there, you can miss a whole cycle, and you know you can even die at the top if you're bad at getting the spring, like I am. But hopefully, now that that happens, they both have clean Morton's castles. Vert up there with the spring. He makes the first cycle, which is good. He's taking it kind of slow here, which I don't really blame him in a race because the last thing you want to do is get caught off guard by that dry bones and end up losing your fire flower. That would just suck. So, but he's good. Playing it safe with the spring. 330 door entrance. TM going a bit riskier, getting a 333. And just like that, they're like 2 seconds behind or apart. And I go through Vanilla Dome 1, pretty easy level. Get the secret exit with no cape. You just kind of fly up there with a blue shell and you're on your way. Kind of surprised Vert's not opting to go for a backup flower. That's normally what I do. I do that in normal PB attempts. I would definitely do it in a race. But, you know, I guess he's confident in that he's not going to lose his fire flower anyway. The only place where it's really scary is the end of this level and the Resner fight. Other than that, as long as you don't mess up the movement in VS3 or VS2. Both with clean VS2s, you love to see it. 275 coming out from both players. Okay, so neither of them lost their fire flower at the beginning of VS2. It's always good. Now they're going through VS3. Looks pretty scary, but it's honestly not that hard once you practice it a lot. One of my favorite levels in the run, just because it's so cool. Jumping on dolphins, and since for a while I was playing on US, I wasn't even eating the dolphins. But Vert messing up the ending a little bit. TM getting it pretty clean, so he's gonna save some time over him here. Now, TM going into Vanilla Fort, one of the more boring fortress or castle levels in the run, because you're just kind of swimming. The only hard part is the Resner fight. So they're both swimming. The main thing you gotta worry about is just making sure that you don't get hit by the Doritos or the fish bones or the dry bones or the bony beetles. But in reality, the only actually scary part of this whole level is the Resner fight. That being said, clean Resner from TM it looks like. We'll see how Vert is. Oh, and he gets caught in this jump. Not what you like to see. $13.46 fade out from TM is pretty good. See what Vert's looks like here. $13.54. That's not bad at all. But he has no Fire Flower for Ludwig, so it's gonna be pretty rough for him moving forward. However, yeah, Butterbridge won. Let's get some Pog Jams or something in the chat for Butterbridge 1. By far the best level in the game. You love to see it. It's just this for about 2 minutes. It's great. I love it. And hope you guys do too. It's definitely fun to watch, fun to play. It's just, I'm glad it exists. TM doing a little Scormanip here, jumping on the Koopas. Thankfully, since he's with a Yoshi, he doesn't have to worry about despawning one of the scaled platforms, because if you have too many sprites on screen, you can despawn one of the platforms and it just really screws you over. Thankfully, he doesn't have to worry about that since he is with a Yoshi, so he instantly it's basically like a spin pound on every one of the, except you can bounce off of them too. So the sprites disappear. TM grabbing a little cheeky 1-up too. Why not? Might as well just throw it in there. Oh, that's a nice strat. I might have to steal that. Because sometimes I mess around too much at the end with those Koopas and end up losing my Yoshi. Just throw Yoshi at the bottom. Make sure there's no way he could be taken. I mean, sure, they'll be more likely of losing a Fire Flower, but I mean, at the end of the day, losing Fire Flower is less of a time loss than losing Yoshi there. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to steal that. Now going through Butterbridge 2, a more fun level, but it's still pretty chill. The only hard part is making sure you grab this blue shell and you don't lose Yoshi. And he does it. Vert having a bit of trouble, but it looks like he's fine now. Not a big deal. As long as you don't lose Yoshi, you're good. Oh, and as I say that, but he's got a blue shell. So, not a problem. As long as he avoids these Koopas at the end, he should still be pulling through with like a 257. And now going to the Ludwig's Castle. This race is actually pretty close. But we are heading into the most scary part of the race, being Yoshi Clips. Interesting TM not electing to go for the back scroll. I guess, you know, it's only like a 1 second time save. Might as well not, because you could always get hit by the bony beetle. Forward screen scroll. Is that a good strat? Oh, you don't... I feel like I haven't seen that often, but that seems actually pretty smart. That way you worry less about hitting those little those flames. TM with a 248 door entrance. That's pretty good. I think the best you can get is a 250, but again, he didn't do the forward scroll strat in room 1, so you know he's losing about 2 in-game seconds there, maybe a little more. And a 245 from Vert. Not too bad. But again, he doesn't have a Fire Flower. Let's see if he gets a cycle skip. Pretty crucial. An extra 8 to 10 seconds saved if he gets that. Alright, so some insight from TM in the chat here. Waiting's actually not slower than double left scroll. I don't know that. I just feel like a cool guy when I get the double left scroll. I think you're supposed to only do a single one, and that's the way it's faster, but no. TM's lead a bit larger than it was before, but it's still pretty close. I mean, if TM just misses Yoshi Clip 2 times and Vert gets it first time, their first try, then they're right back like even, pretty much. So, you know, this race is certainly far from over. I don't think anyone would argue that it is over in any way. But TM, as long as he doesn't get hit, we'll be saving a bit of time on the Roy because he's got an extra Fire Flower. He already had an extra Fire Flower. I'm not sure why he went for that, but maybe he just wants to practice muscle memory for when he doesn't have an extra Fire Flower there. Can't say I blame him. Well, that's the first time in a while that I've actually seen someone get good luck on that the Hammer Bro. Normally you're going to get hit by a hammer there, and that's why you have a shell in your mouth. You spit it out, and then you jump on him, and then instead of a 260, you get a 257. Not too bad. Now here it is, the most infamous level of all FY2, home of the famous Yoshi clip. We'll see how they go here. Oh, and TM getting kicked out. That's rough. You honestly hate to see it. And he missed re-grabbing Yoshi, so now, you know, he had to wait an extra cycle and try left side again. And, oh no, this FOI2, this level just sucks. I'm just gonna say it. I apologize if that's not esports or whatever, but FOI2 is just a trash level. It gets kicked out again! Oh, why are you trying for that? Oh, he's gonna have to wait an extra Urchin cycle now. But Vert happens to trouble too, so see what happens. And he gets kicked out a third time. This is unbelievable. Patch the game. Alright, he's in. He's in on the left side. Vert's still having trouble. Alright, and it doesn't clip back in. That's honestly the second most crucial part. First thing, get the clip. Second thing, don't clip back in. Also, we saw... I don't remember if it was TM or TNT. It was a race, I'm pretty sure I was commentating. Or I may have been watching. And whoever it was actually hit the gold tape under the level, so he died. So you gotta watch out for that too. You know, you normally do that. You want to stay under. You want to still stay on the wall because it's faster. You don't have to deal with lag or like trying to kill the fish or getting fricked over by RNG there. But it was TM. Okay, I couldn't remember. So yeah, clearly that's why he played it a bit safer. You lose an extra like half second if you're not in the right position to like go up perfectly. Like you have to turn back a bit, but it's worth it in terms of not dying, especially in a race. Going through FOI3, no wall jump attempts from either, it looks like. That's honestly fair. It saves like 2 seconds, and it's a 1-frame trick, so why would you go for that? Vert lacking the knowledge that you can just jump through that shell. Not a problem at all. Now TM heading to Roy's castle. Not a scary no cape, but honestly, it's still kind of frightening. Especially because he's gonna try the Fire Flower handoff. That way he can damage boost through the spikes and still have a Fire Flower for Roy. That's why he's got a Fire Flower and a Fire Flower in his reserve box. We'll see how that goes. TM's pretty good at this category, so he's obviously going to be pretty consistent. But again, things can always go wrong. Hopefully he nails it, though. Because that's what you'd like to see. There's the forward scroll. Waiting for the Podobo, make sure it doesn't frick him. And then... hands off the Fire Flower. He's good. Barely avoided that Dorito. You love to see it. Clean ending, 228 door entrance. That's good. Oh, Vert getting his career ended by the Podobo. That sucks. I don't know what your plan is. You gotta make it. Oh no, he gets cheesed by the level. That's why this level's scary, man. If you don't have the proper scroll strats and the Podobo's in a bad position, that sucks. You hate to see it. F's not like this in the chat, and that's honestly really unfortunate. TM saying in chat that he accidentally reset his timer. It's a few seconds off, but it doesn't matter. So now TM heading into what I think is the hardest split in the run. This split it can be kind of brutal, man. I mean, this level is not too hard, but this is like the easiest level in the split. Because after this, you got to deal with the ghost house, which can be weird if you mess up your lineup for the boo bounce. And then you got Chocolate 2, which can be scary if you do the fast strat. Chocolate Secret just sucks, and Wendy's Castle is really hard. So, hopefully, it goes well for him. Vert with a second attempt here. I don't know why he's trying that again. But he made it through. Totally fine. But he hit the P-switch. That's not good. You want that Bowser statue. Oh, no! He jumps up in the Podobo. That sucks. That's really unfortunate. It's a lot of time lost. Looks like he's just playing it safe here. He's not trying to go back for a mushroom. Can't say I blame him. The amount of time it would take him to go back and get a mushroom is about the same amount of time as he would save going for the damage boost. So, he's just saying, I don't want to do any more World Moon right now. I just want to get this level done. And can't say I blame him. TM going for the second door entrance. That's good. Let's see how this boo bounce goes. This can be kind of scary, but yeah, he's a top runner of this game. He's not going to mess it up. Podobo still being mean to him. Oh man, that Podobo. Vert and that Podobo, they're going to have some beef for sure. We're going to have to ask Vert in the post game how he feels about that Podobo. It's rough. Alright, now Chocolate 1. What are we going to see here? The Forbidden Strats, the slide up to kill the Dino. This guy. Pulling out all the stops. He said, I know I'm ahead. Just going to go for insane stuff. Good room 2. See how his room 3 is. It's going to be kind of sketchy. Yeah. Okay, he's good. He almost got sniped by one of the baseballs, but he's good. That can be kind of weird if you mess up your movement even a little bit. Well, I guess to jump off the slope. This would be a pretty good room 1 from TM as long as he's able to close it out. 279. I mean, he waited a bit with that Buzzy Beetle. Still, that's not bad at all. I mean, as long as you don't die room 1 of Chocolate Secret, like, you're good. He's holding on the P-speed here. But he loses it. Room 1's really weird. Or room 2. Vert, messing up the movement a little bit in Chocolate 1 here. It could be kind of a scary level, so, don't blame him. TM going ham in room 3 right now. Alright. See how his ending is. These slope platforms can eat your jump sometimes and mess up your P-speed, but he's good. It's not messing it up. And Vert going for the Yoshi. Dang, we haven't seen the Yoshi in this level since I think my race versus TJ. No, probably more recently than that. But dang. Nice strats coming up from Vert as TM's heading into Wendy. One of the scariest levels in the run. We'll see what he goes for here. Vert got through Chocolate 1 unscathed, but we'll see how the Ghost House goes. Again, there's other scary levels in this split. Is he going to one-cycle the Crusher? Nice. Okay, so he goes for the midway. That's definitely a race-friendly strat. Most people try to stay small here because it's a bit faster and it makes it more consistent to get the cycle. But I think that's kind of a sham. I think it's better to try big, try to at least make it. And he does make it. Because, you never know what's going to happen to Wendy. It's like the hardest boss fight in the game. So, the last thing you want to do is die, especially in a race. And Vert taking a death. It's pretty rough. That's also true. I forgot you can also swim through the sunken ghost ship ring, so you don't have to deal with the. So you don't have to slow down to get the despawn, or and you also don't have to deal with the power up transition. So that's why they do it for world record attempts. But it's still scary. I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're top of the top. TM finishing out with Wendy. Vert's still trying to get this this ghost house. I'm not sure what he's trying to go for. If he's trying to go for the boo bounce or if he's trying to go for those blocks. I think he's trying to go for the blocks, to be honest with you. But he's making it through with a 249. That's not too bad. It's like just getting through that level is a win sometimes. And TM now heading into Sunken Ghost Ship. Gonna get your so safes ready because we're gonna be seeing a certain power up at the end of this level. Because it's not a lot of power up in this run, but it kind of is. Is Vert heading through Chocolate 2. For the Yoshi, we'll see how that goes. TM slowing down there so that the blue cloud will be in an appropriate position to despawn the boo ring at the end, which is faster. Because then he can damage boost through the second one, and he basically zero cycles the whole thing. It's epic. So as long as he doesn't get hit by one of these boos, you might want to forward scroll that. Yeah. He had to turn back a bit, or else he was going to get hit by one of the boos, so he had to forward scroll it to make sure that he get the despawn. Trying to swim through it, totally fine. You can damage boost through that pretty easily. Number 3, Sunken Ghost Ship. This can be scary. I feel like he should go for the start here, because if he dies, that'll give Vert a huge chance to catch back up here. I mean, Vert has a huge deficit on his hands, but a death here, this is one of the most costly deaths in the run. So, hopefully he avoids the rocks, although it would make a more interesting race. Okay, he's good. He clears that. 298, that's pretty good Sunken Ghost Ship from TM as Vert heading through Chocolate Secret. Also, Orb. There's so safes in the chat, or if you're a premium member of Super Mario World channel on twitch.tv, then you can also get the Orb emote, and you can use that. Really sorry to hear about that, Carrick. Hopefully you get that all sorted out. I would, I would love to commentate with you, but more importantly, I'm, hoping that you're staying safe there. Oh, TM taking a death in Vob 1. It's rough. That's a pretty hard death to avoid sometimes. That's why I normally go to the bottom there. I don't worry about that. I don't want to worry about that little mole there. But again, TM can afford that death because he's so far in the lead. That's like not a big deal. Carrick with a little subliminal diss. That's not really that subliminal because we kind of just saw it happen towards Vert from what happened in his Res Castle earlier in the race. Gotta say I respect it. Okay, Vert playing it safe here. Doesn't look like he's gonna go for Crusher Skip. Okay, he goes for the small only strat. He kind of goes for Crusher Skip anyway, just a really weird version of it that I feel like in 9 out of 10 scenarios that would have led to a death. I respect it though. He bounces up there with the kind of paying attention to the Vert screen. He's going for some strange strats, whereas TM's finishing through Vob 2. We'll see if he goes for Sandbar. I don't think he really needs to, but he might as well try it anyway. As long as he doesn't overcommit to it and end up dying, it's not a big deal. Getting through with a 383 pipe entrance, that's good. Vert taking a slow in room 2 of Wendy. That's smart. Yes, definitely huge GG's in the chat to Pittman for getting the all cape, no castles record. All castles, no cape, not all cape, no castles. He's been grinding a lot, and he finally got it by a few seconds. Definitely got to watch out for in No Cape coming up. And Vert finishing out with Wendy's Castle, not dying. That was pretty good. That's pretty good Wendy's Castle from him. Not too bad. Took it safe, but he didn't die, which is important. And TM missed Sandbar, which is not a big deal. Vert could technically make that 13 seconds up, but pretty much TM would either have to die on like the Bowser fight twice or die twice on Bob Fort for anything to catch up. And even then, it's pretty hard. This race is basically set in stone. But, we'll see if TM's able to pull out any crazy stuff here. I think he might be able to get like a very high 36, like a 36.50 something if everything else goes perfectly. But it's not a big deal. I mean, as long as he wins his first race, he'll be in a good position. Going for the Bob Fort skip. Vert just kind of killing Yoshi at the very beginning of the level. Can't say I blame him. He's definitely screwed over many runs in FOI 2. That's smart. Oh, and TM trying to go a little too flashy with the Bob Fort there, losing his P-speed and taking a hit on the Podobo. Very strange stuff happening on the screen right now, but again, he's as long as he doesn't die, he's totally fine. Don't get hit by that Podobo. Alright, don't get hit by the Crushers, and don't get hit by Resner. Going through the 237, it's not too bad. And Vert now swimming through the boo rings. Sunken Ghost Ship. I don't think he knows that he can damage boost through those. Maybe he just doesn't want to risk it. I can't say I blame him. I mean, you might as well just hold on to the mushroom for that. Okay. He wants to damage boost. Try to look cool. I respect it. It didn't really save any time, but hey, I'm not the guy who's up here racing. I'm just the guy commentating. So, very easy to save from up in my castle. As TM now heading into the Bowser fight, as long as he doesn't take a death here, he's probably got this in the bag. Vert saying he doesn't know the next level big. Yeah, no, that's smart. You might as well take damage there, because Bob 2 big is pretty dumb. I mean, you're gonna lose P speed all the time, or you're gonna lose from anyway by getting hit by those moles. Like, it's just a stupid level to do big if you don't have a cape or Yoshi. TM pulling through with this Bowser fight. Pretty good first two hits. We'll see how his ball skip goes. Vert pulling through with Vob 1. Looking pretty clean so far. Not quite as clean as TM's, but obviously TM is more of a no-cape guy, so it's going to be a bit more refined. He's going to go for slightly faster stuff. And Vert taking the same death as TM. There's something poetic about that. Also, I think TM may have just kicked the Mecha Koopa off screen. Trying to add a bit more runtime to this race. I gotta say I respect it in terms of content. I mean, it gives me more to talk about. But I mean, in terms of time loss, that's about like, I want to say like 10 seconds, honestly, because not only are you not able to go for ball skip at that point, but you're also not able to go for the skip on the third phase of Bowser. So, you're losing more than just the amount of time the ball skip saves. And, you lose time because you lose even more time because phase 1 you went kind of slow. So, big rip on that. 36 is dead, but he can still get a low 37. He can bop me, which honestly, it's kind of the most important part. If you beat the commentator, I feel like everything the commentator said about you during the race doesn't count anymore. Vert going on the Vob 2. I think if he gets Sandbar, I think he should go for it. If he gets it, that would be pretty sick. And, I think he can feel good about that. GG's to TM, finishing out with a low 37. 37.05. Not bad in a race. He had some pretty big mistakes. So, it's not too bad. Vert, it looked like he had a decent setup for Sandbar, but he was just a little bit off with the A press. Either that or his setup was bad. It's probably a setup thing. but not a problem. I don't think I'll be able to get a 39, but he might be able to get like a mid 40 or something. Probably not. Obviously, Vert, not so much of a no cape specialist as TM, but he's got a, it can be either 11 exit or no all castles coming up. I don't know why I keep saying no castles. I really hate castles. Apparently, they should just do one yump in races. That way, my anti-castle hatred is satiated. And both runners missing the luck jump. Not a big deal. It's like 3 seconds. It's a bigger deal in PB or world record attempts, but not a problem. We'll see how Vert's Vob Fort went. TM's started pretty good, but then he kind of messed around on the middle part and ended up losing P speed and getting hit, so he lost a lot of time. So, if Vert's able to have a better Vob Fort, I think that'll do a lot for his mindset. Wow, he gets the forbidden dry bones bounce onto the platform there. Usually when you bounce off the dry bones, you either lose your P speed or you get hit by the spikes. He regains P speed from that. This is the most cursed Vob Fort of all time, and somehow it's really good. Pressure skip? Wasn't feeling it. Can't say I blame him. It's a 1 second time save, and if you fudge it up, like you're probably gonna die, and that's a big time loss. Cob Fort, of course. I guess because the Crushers look like corn on the cob. It's a very creative name. Vert finishing out with a 240, that's not bad at all. He lost a bit of time here and there, but not a problem. Hopefully he gets a clean Bowser fight. I think he might be able to pull through with a 41. Yeah, he could get like a high 41, which is not too bad, but again, like the time doesn't really matter. I think if you're Vert right now, you're thinking about just finish this ASAP. I don't remember where your PB was, Vert. Carrick had pulled it up, but he obviously is having a bit of technical difficulty right now. But he's able to type in the chat, so 45 days. Again, some more not so subliminal roasting going on from Carrick versus Vert. Yeah, Vert's able to PB here. I mean, that'd be good for a mentality, because obviously he's not a no-cape guy. So if he's able to be like, hey, at least I beat my PB from 3 years ago, like, at least that wasn't a complete... I don't want to say a complete failure, because that's kind of mean. Wow, Bowser not being a homie at all, just chucking the Mecha Koopa right off the screen. We got some great production quality on the screen here. Coming up, either all castles or 11 exit. TM also picked all castles, so he's going to be probably more comfortable with that between the two. So, I think if you're Vert right now, you're kind of hoping for 11 exit, because at the very least, your category got picked, and next race, and if there's a race 3, it's going to be all castles anyway. So, that's definitely the ideal. Yeah, if you're Vert, you're probably thinking more just about the next race as opposed to like, oh, what time am I going to get on this? Because he's not a no-cape guy. So, like, the time he gets isn't probably as essential to, like, well, I was this much off my PB. Because if he PBs, but he doesn't care about the category, like, it's kind of inconsequential. But pulling through with 2 clean hits on phase 2, able to get 2 clean hits on phase 3, he might be able to pull in with a 41. I think it might be... Oof. Sorry, it's just... Man, Verona's just messing around a little bit too much in certain areas, and I really hope it doesn't get them killed at any point. It's definitely led to some not-so-fortunate mushroom losses, but no deaths have resulted thus far, I don't think, from that. I mean, there was no hubris in Rice Castle, and GG's to Vert pulling through the low 42. If he had gotten ball skip, it would have been a 41. So... honestly, my main takeaway from that run is that race is just that TM obviously a bit more of a no cape guy than Vert, but at the end of the day, I mean it's race 1. It's going to be at least one more race. It could be 11 exit, and it also could be All castles. I think either way, Vert's going to be a lot more comfortable with the next race than he was with this one. We got an update from Carrick. His whole building has had a smoke alarm going off for almost 40 minutes. It's rough. At least he's able to comment in the chat, so we know he's all good. I was a little concerned, but I was, I didn't know to say anything because I didn't have chat open, so I didn't know what was happening. But glad that he's all right. There's no problems other than not being near his computer to be able to commentate this race, which is totally fine. Obviously, TM has a 1-0 lead right now. I think right now we're just waiting on the wheel to see what the next category is. And here it is. I called it into existence. Well, spinning. Ooh, it's spinning. See what we got. It's going to be all castles or 11 exit. You guys already know. We're going to see some cape action. So anyone who hates no cape, be satiated. And 11 exit. Bert's probably feeling happy about that. Because that was the category he picked. Again, TM may be seasoned in 11 exit, but, he didn't pick it. And Vert picked it, so at the very least, mentally, that's going to be like, okay, the one that only I picked is the one we're doing. And, if one of these runners makes a mistake, chances are that's like a big mistake, like dying on Yoshi 3 or Iggy's Castle or something, or like losing cape somewhere. That's probably going to decide the race. Highly likely, because these players are at the point where making a 10-second plus mistake, that'll decide the difference in an 11 exit race. Like, it just will. But again, we'll see what happens. We've seen some crazier stuff. We see some upsets for sure. Maybe not in the category this short, but regardless. Yep. Apologies for my lack of professionalism. I got caught up in a monologue a little bit. So thankfully, we got the race room open, so we're ready to get started shortly. We got the tournament results posted in the chat if anyone wants to take a look. They're being updated, usually by the race. Sometimes races are in a bad time for certain people because, we have people racing from all over the world. So they may not be updated right away, but usually they're pretty up to date. So you can check out the results of the races that have happened thus far. And you can also check out the calendar so you see what upcoming races are going to be and also what categories there will be.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Welcome back, my gracious co-host.
Never mind.
All right, well,
Never mind that. Never mind.
okay. Well, I was gonna say it was good while it lasted, but it's good again.
Oh God, it's hell out there. Let me tell you something. I was talking to my landlord. Apparently, race 1 was too hot to handle. That's what he said. Too hot to handle. So I guess we have a second race coming up. That's 11 exit. My
I
fire
believe
alarm's
it.
no longer going off.
Hey, man, I hope for your sake we see some deaths to Star World One zips or something. I mean, we just can't handle, you know, I can't handle a whole race by myself again.
You know me all too well, knowing that that's something that would make me feel better. It's just watching them die in Star World 1. That's
That's another Jacob classic death right there. I mean, I just gotta practice them. They're weird.
Yeah, so we're gonna be getting these guys started any now. I've given them the green flag, so they're gonna be kicking it off. Sorry I was gone for so long. I was literally just sitting here in my apartment while my smoke alarm for the whole building was going off for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Normally it
that's
only
pretty rough.
goes off 35 minutes a day, but I guess I was unlucky this time.
Yeah, you would have at least been able to commentate an extra couple minutes of Vert's race. All good though. I also have to apologize for again not setting up the race room. I was ready to do it, and then the category hadn't been picked yet, and then I got into a whole monologue about how the race was going to be, so I forgot to set up the room.
Oh, trust me, I understand all too well about getting lost in monologues. I get it.
Okay, so it looked like for a second I didn't think these racers had agreed to do major glitches like Orb or Cloud, but it looked like TM was getting that shell to maybe spawn a Yoshi, but he didn't.
Yeah, just to carry it through. I mean, those first two Koopas, it's screw it. Just do what you want. Jump over them, throw a shell into them. Who cares? We haven't seen any runners agree to any glitches for 11 exit. I do think we have some agreements for no glitches like Orb on all switches that'll come up later throughout the week. I don't remember the names off the top of my head, but we do have some agreements for no glitches on all switches coming up later, I believe. Yeah, no one's taken the agreement for, if two of you runners are going against each other and you want to do Cloud, meaning you want to play Russian roulette, we're not going to stand in your way. You go right ahead.
I'd respect the choice, but I mean, I know Miku and I, when we did all switches, like we both agreed not to do Orb, but that was because we didn't know how to do it, not because we didn't want to do it. Well, I also didn't want to do it, but because I don't know how to do it, and I didn't want to risk that Miku did. Hopefully hopefully we see some major glitches like Orb or Cloud for 11 exit races later in the tournament. But
I think it'll be interesting. I really I try to speculate on who would do that because Class C is not going to make that agreement because typically most of them don't know Cloud Get or Cloud Fight as much as they know Glitchless. Now, in the same path, I don't think we're going to see any Class A people go for that as well because they know what a crapshoot getting Cloud is. No one who's Class A, in my opinion, would risk an entire race on a maybe. So, I mean, and also 11 exit is not a category that top runners really give a damn about, if I'm being honest. 11 exit is definitely something that you don't see top runners really care about. So I think if we see that agreement, it's going to come from Class B. That's just my speculation.
Yeah, I think we definitely would have seen it from Dunkel Gothic, because I know he's a bit of an 11 exit guy. I don't know if he does Cloud.
Super good. He got kicked out of the group stages already.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
unfortunate.
it's something that we've seen a couple times in this tournament. I'm not gonna name any names, but if you know, you know. There's been a few losses going on in this tournament that came down specifically to the fact that this is a toss-up tourney for the 1000th time. We're not asking you to be good at this category or that category or some major category. be good at every category. Be ready to have your match turned up on its head. Be ready to have categories chosen that, even though you chose it, you expected the other person would nix or something. And so these categories, like this toss-up tourney, has been amazing because it's been almost nothing but just like heartbreak for everybody, and that truly, truly makes me happy.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I've had some pretty rough races, but you know, at the end of the day, I got kind of lucky being pushed in the Class C. You know, so you know, I
Yeah,
was able
but
to
I
make it
mean,
through.
a big reason on that stuff like that is like there's murderers in Class C. I can look at almost every group in the top run over the Class C. It's almost a toss-up if they're going to go against each other. Like the bracket stage is going to be coming up. You know, you have lots of Class C runners, you know, who are pretty good, like Mingura or something, who's been running for several months. And then there's also runners in Class C like BRT, who's been running for 2.5 weeks and is a murderer because, you know, they speed run other games. They're used to the grind. They have a perfect practice regimen down. So like Class C is such a toss-up because it really is dependent on the runner's practice style and how good can they get in a short amount of time. I'm so excited about Class C.
I definitely like what you did there. The toss-up pun. Not sure if it was intentional, but I'm gonna act like it was.
Yeah, everything's always intentional. I always think about what I say before I say it, and that's a guarantee.
Me too. Glad we can agree on that. All right, so Ghost House. This is the first like really scary level. I mean, Donut Secret can be kind of scary, but like you can't lose like more than 2 seconds usually. Oh, TM, nice backup though. Vert looking pretty clean too. No stair clip. People leave. Yeah, we're good. No one to fly either. These guys, what are they doing? They're not trying to PB in a race. Disrespectful, to say the least. Both runners coming through with pretty clean ghost houses thus far. 369 for
369 great to get a door on Ghost House because you're gonna see that 339. You just subtract 30 from whatever time you hit the door, and that should be your ghost fight. We see a 339 for TM, so I assume he got that 369 you're talking about, and a 338 for Vert, meaning he hit that door with a 368.
yeah, it's precisely what
I
happened.
mean, TM has a pretty good lead right now, but I mean, it's zips time, baby. This is what I'm all about. Show me
You
your
already know.
zips.
And TM was asking for help in Red Zips earlier today in
Yeah,
the Discord channel. So,
man,
but he gets
what
it
a
287, not bad.
backup though. Yeah. If you beat a 285, which is pretty standard, if you do a really good, I don't care about zips strat, 285. So if you beat that, take it, take it, take it.
For sure, not a problem at all. Now we're going through Star World 2, the only like Resident Sleeper level of the run, but it can still be kind of scary. I mean, if you accidentally throw that Yoshi, that's a big time loss.
And something you'll see a lot in races and stuff like that is runners will literally like use this as a decompression level. You know, you're done with DP1 flight speed, DS1, trying to get that 258 and probably failing at it. You got Ghost House where you're trying to decide of 1,000 strats what you're doing and which is fastest, what you can do. You got Star World 1 with zips. Lots of runners use Star World 2 as just like a breather. And that screws them over because then they forget when they need to go down with the Yoshi and try to get the keyhole. So
Yeah,
like
it's
even
definitely
these
kind of scary.
breather levels can matter much because sometimes you can just be like slow in your head at that point.
Yeah, so thankfully both of them coming through pretty clean there, not getting screwed over. They got their mental reset. Vert had a nice item fly in Star Wars 3. You love to see that. It's definitely not easy to get. Doesn't save that much time, but it's cool to see.
Vert's right behind TM. Am I the only one that wants Vert to win so we can see a race 3?
Oh, for sure. And because you know the race 3 is going to be all castles. I mean, I'm pretty sure it has
It's going
to
to be all castles. It's the only thing they have left. And I love all castles. Show me your wings. Show me your clips.
Show me your sexy slide and your Larry's castle, dude. Magic Cooper RNG.
Dude,
But no,
yeah.
Vert missing Doorfly. Oh, you hate to see it. Is he gonna go for the sacred door 7? I hope we see door 7 from Vert.
God, I hope not. He's got a fire flower. If you go for door 7 and you got a fire flower, like I've said, lose my number. Forget me. Vert, why do you keep doing? Oh, he did that in another race, I feel like, where he runs into the that thwomp instead of a crusher, and it scares the hell out of me every time.
TM messing up Dark Room. This could be Vert's chance to catch up. And also, there's always the chance. Last race, we saw both runners lose the Mecha Koopa before ball skip. So that happens again to TM and not to Vert. He'll be in pretty good.
TM's had a hell of a run this time.
They said that Dark Room killed chances of his PB. So rip, no PB in the race.
Yeah, that explains it right there. I judged a lot of runners by the time they hit Bowser's door. And just knowing TM's runs and his PBs and stuff like that, like that's a hell of a run he's on right now.
We've also definitely seen some people mess up and actually get hit going for a cape kill. Oh no,
yeah,
Vert
all the
losing the
time.
Mecha Koopa. That really sucks.
I mean, that'll happen. If you know Bowser's stopping off on the left side like that and he's throwing one Koopa, it's going to the left side. Yeah, I mean, it's going off the edge. On the right side, there is like 2 tiles of space they can land on and come back. On the left side, there's nothing off screen. They're just falling off.
It's pretty rough for Vert. I mean, if you're Vert, you're hoping to gosh that TM
no
misses one of these hits.
Yeah, I mean, TM still got his cape. He's got, I think, a solid ball skip in. TM's looking really good on this. He really just needs to bring this home and close it out. This is like a matchup that I was super excited for. So let's see both of these runners do pretty good throughout their runs. There was a few issues here and there, especially during the no cape, no Star World portion. But God, it's no cape, no Star World. What do you expect? The category's so hard.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough category for sure. TM finishing out here should be able to get a sub 11. Should be great in the race.
Nice setup right there. Nice setup.
A 10:49 for TM. GG's in the chat.
Ooh.
Definitely bought me by 33 seconds. So, not bad at all.
He just got a sub 1050. What a hot run, dude.
Oh, and Vert messing up the fast phase 3 kill. Not a problem, though. He's chilling. He's going to keep pulling through here with a low 1120, it looks like. It's not bad. He had some really bad mistakes, unfortunately. 1123 from Vert. GG's to TM. GG's to Vert as well.
Very nice. That's crazy. It's seeing a big time difference like that. Like in both of these categories, these racers, like they're neck and neck racers skill wise. And like if you just had them race on an average day, it'd be neck and neck. TM came in with like a solid 11 exit though. A 1049. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good for sure. So definitely, you know, and again, at the end of the day, like you said, this race doesn't really matter because they're both making it to bracket regardless. But it's definitely good for TM's mindset to be like, hey, you know, I 2-0'd him. I had a great 11 exit. I had a pretty good no Star World too, so I'm feeling pretty confident going in the bracket. Like, send me these Class A runners. Like, I'll do it. And if you're Vert, you're thinking, well, you know, hopefully I can kind of, I don't want to say redeem myself because it's not like he raced badly. He was going on a bit of a disadvantage. No cape, no Star World. And, you know, he'll be able to kind of make up for, I guess, his mistakes this race in bracket. And
yeah, no cape, no Star World's a hell of a category to race, man. If you take a little mistake here and there, like you're behind so much. There's no like crazy opportunities to get back in the game. But we did see kind of a bit of that whenever TM was having a Force of Illusion 2. And Yoshi was just trying to screw his run over as much as he could. I think he got in at like 1,000th attempt clip because he just kept popping out. He had that one drop of Yoshi near the beginning, and Yoshi just made him pay that price. It was, it killed me to watch.
Yeah, Yoshi clip's always a pretty rough. Definitely. But all right, looks like we might have TM hopping in for an interview here.
Absolutely. We got TM in here now. GG's, dude.
Hello.
Yeah, big GG's, man.
That 11 exit was a hell of a run, man.
It was.
1050.
It was just that dark room and then zips. I think it would have been like 1046.
And not only that, it was the zips you were literally just talking about. So
I didn't do any right zips that run.
Oh, I thought you meant the zips on the right hand of the level, like the
like
zips.
Right zips.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would have been insane if you had gotten that. That would have been what, like a low 47 or something.
Yeah, low 47, high 46. That would have been a real PB. I think my PB is a 48.
Nice, definitely a great race from you.
Crazy
and then No Cape No Star World was also pretty good, considering you had some huge mistakes. So
yeah,
good performance overall.
I'm actually glad I got to show off that in DB3 when I clipped the on-off block, I got to show off the backup that not many people know about.
Oh yeah, that was a sick backup.
Yeah, to get a 257 after landing on the pixel, like that's, you gotta have the young gamer reactions. You gotta make sure, like,
I need to rewatch that because I need to learn that backup.
It was a great backup. What's up, Vert? GG's to you as well, man.
Yeah, GG's. GG's TM.
Yeah. GG's to you.
Yeah, you guys both raced really well. I mean, you gave us a good show, even though, again, you guys were both making it to bracket no matter what.
Vert broke my heart in Roy's Castle, man. He almost had TM once some Yoshi clips are coming up and No Cape, No Star World. But, Roy's got to be Roy.
This is the first time I ran No Cape, No Star in, 3 years. So
Literally 3. Okay, so that's not a joke. I was looking at SRC.
That was not a joke. That's actually.
Years, but I know Vert. He runs all the time. There's no way he's not run this category in 3 years.
I don't like No Cape, No Star.
Who does?
I do, but we're not going to talk about that.
I run it every now and then.
I love No Cape categories.
Yeah,
all castles is better. No Star World.
Vert's my new hero for he knows No Cape, No Star World. He can run it as you've seen here today, but he just doesn't care about it, and so he doesn't run it for 3 years. That is a grudge against the category that I can respect.
Funny story. I ran that No Cape No Star for about 2 weeks, putting in about 120 hours. And I just quit the category for a year.
You loved it.
No. It was just being stubborn at that point. And then I took a break for 2 years.
That makes it. Yep, you hit that grind too hard. But I mean, No Cape's your bread and butter. You're really good at that. So there was no surprise that you were killing it at parts of that run. Or that you would like.
I basically said you're only in Class B because of the Cape categories, and I'm in here because of the No Cape categories. So
y'all are both in Class B because we're trying to protect y'all from Arcalark and Alogical.
Perfect.
Ooh, yeah.
What legends
sneaking around?
Who would have guessed that someone as strong as Lost Core would be knocked out so early?
Man, yeah, he's a hell of a player. So I mean, it's my whole week's just been. I'm so glad there weren't predictions and we're not doing challenge and getting the predict because I would have been last place immediately. I always got.
Yet we are still doing brackets at some point.
We have brackets coming up.
And there's the Rickroll, absolute classic. You love to see it.
Amazing.
In 60p, it looks like 60 pixels.
Oh, that is from the SNES.
Yeah, that is an actual SNES file.
That is a ROM being played on his SNES right now.
It's advertised on SNW Central as the only SNW hack that doesn't use Lunar Magic.
There you go.
Speaking of brackets earlier, we spoke about this a couple times during the race, but GG's to both of y'all. Both of y'all have beaten Dunkel in your group matches. You're both going to brackets. I wonder if we're going to see a rematch between both of y'all.
It's certainly possible.
You seem to have avoided all switches where most people are hitting that and having a crazy time. So maybe we'll see a difference in categories next time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might see Vert picking double all switches and all switches no cape. I mean, at the end of the day, they're kind of the same
I should
category
have done that.
DD2 clip.
I mean, I think the major difference is just wings and clip in World 3.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you got to do no cape wings, which are pretty brutal, and you can't do the
Awful.
clip.
Yeah, wings have been so like wings have typically been kind of a tier-based system in other tourneys where the people you assume they're going to get it, they get it, and the people you assume are going to go for it don't even go for it, so it's not an issue. But like wings has almost replaced Yoshi clips in this tournament, to where we've seen crazy results from wings.
Yeah, the race between logical and logical, all castles, they both screwed wings.
I loved it. That was the craziest wings. For him to go back and get those wings, like, that was a fist in the air moment right there.
Yeah. If it were me, I would have gone secret and then tried again.
Yeah, that would have been.
And hide, turned off my SNES and just like thrown it away and just moved. You guys never would have heard from me again. I never would have even thought to go back for wings that third time or something.
Yeah. So, is there a reason he couldn't have just gone up to the wings heaven? Like, was it because the beetle was going to be in the way?
That Buzzy, he hit it and it just kept him from getting in there. And then because he stopped it with the Yoshi, he didn't have a Buzzy to go for another one. So he had to loop back around and grab the blue shell, not the red shell, so that he could drop it again and go for that third attempt at wings. Basically, he got locked out of every attempt he could to grab those wings. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. I don't know. I just couldn't believe those races earlier. I mean, normally Lost Score is like he's like more of a. I mean, obviously he's 11x world record holder, but like he hasn't been focusing on 11.
He's also a tournament murderer. He does great in tourneys.
Yeah, I for sure definitely would have picked like Lost Core and Louis in like top 3, and like Lost Core is already out, so I'm hoping for my own prediction's sake, Louis makes it far. I can't imagine he wouldn't, but
now we need either Vert or TM to just destroy those C class bracket or B class brackets and just take over.
I don't think anyone would argue if we said that Louis and Lost Core were the best Western runners that we have.
Yeah, no one would argue that for a minute.
Yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. I mean, in terms of like between cape and no cape.
That's why I love this tournament. Like the inclusion of things like all switches and also just the inclusion of things like a category changing has made this tournament so awesome because you can't get locked into a muscle memory.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a great format. I'm definitely looking forward to races.
It's so stressful, and that makes me happy knowing that people are super stressed while they're running.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was so stressed in my race versus TJ that I died on Yoshi too. An absolute classic.
You died to the very first Koopa in the very first level of the very first race of the tournament. I mean, that's going down in the books.
Yeah, I don't really know why I did that to myself. I should have scheduled it a bit later, so I could have been like the third or fourth race. But it had to happen. It's okay.
Yeah, GG's to both of y'all. Both making.
We have another race tonight, don't we?
We do, coming up at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We have the reschedule
45 minutes
Dabs versus Lime. That is
45 minutes.
Crazy. So hopefully we can get that on air. We will try our hardest. If not, we'll have a link up for y'all to check it out. Dabs versus Limestoner, Labs versus Dimestoners will be a super dope race. These people are like they're very matched up in skill right now, and I've been racing with these guys for years. They know each other very well. They know how each other races. This one's up in the air. This is one on paper you would look at and you would say Dabs. Dabs has a little bit of rust on him, but when he goes big, he goes big. Lime typically always goes ham, and sometimes it bites him in the ass. And so I'm super stoked to see both of these guys race because this is the first time I can look at these two dudes and it's up in the air. It's a coin toss to me.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Neither one of them have done any races yet, right? So
nope, this is the first for I believe their entire group. I'll have to check, but
Yeah, so that's definitely they're setting the precedent right away, especially because they're in one of the 4-person groups where things can get even more hectic. You have to probably win at least 2 matches to be able to make it out, unless everyone just sucks,
Yeah,
except for
this
one
is
person.
the first for their entire group. They also have Stin and Fitz in their group. Dude, the A bracket the A groups are just stacked. The A
They got
groups are
killers.
just terrifying, man. Because who are you gonna say? You got Dabs, Lime, Fitz, and Stin. Who are you gonna say goes to the bracket right now in 2021?
Yeah,
It's hard. A few of those guys
It's
got big name recognition, but where you at right now? So
I think that
you guys
depends on how much. I think that it depends on how much Sten decides to D-Rust.
absolutely. It depends on how much any of these guys come back in D-Rust. If Sting comes back in D-Rust hard, this is a guy who's top 5 in so many different things, and it's just a murderer in tournaments when he comes back and tries really hard. Dabs, like I said earlier, he goes on the gas, dude. He has strats that most people don't do. Hopefully, you guys will get to see his Iggy's Castle, his Ludwig's Castle. Like he has crazy stuff. His Donut Secret House is just absolutely insane.
Nah, does he go for P-Switch Jump in Iggy Room 1? If he does, I'm turning off stream. I can't handle
No,
that.
he very commonly and easily gets a 282 door without even getting underball.
That's ridiculous.
Don't know what it is. He dank ass Iggy's it all the time.
Yeah, that is a luck jump on the last fence, but it is entirely possible.
It is luck based because we weren't all born being dad. Who gets it so much it drives me insane and I get angry at him.
Yeah, that's crazy. We'll have to see that for sure. So it looks like we
Yeah.
might just be restreaming it here. I don't know if this is just for Flare or if
Are we keeping the stream up, or are we gonna drop it and go back up?
Oh, it's got quite a while before the race starts, so I'm sure if anything we will take the stream down.
saying if it is restreamed. Yeah, I don't know.
If we do
We'll
have
see
it
what happens.
restreamed, you guys make sure to follow this channel. We don't do any other stuff except just like tournaments and dope ass races. So make sure to follow us. We're not going to clog your stuff with bull. The next thing's going to be iDabs versus Limestoners. It's a matchup that I've been looking forward to since the groups were announced. So you'll definitely catch me and a lot of other people there. TM, you got anything else for us before we head out?
And nothing except that I'll wish both of them luck.
Absolutely, me too. That's
For me as well.
it's gonna be such a good matchup. All right, well, that's gonna be it for us. We lost Vert earlier, but big GG's out to him as well.
Yeah, good games to both runners. Good luck to both of them in bracket. And
they're gonna be so good in brackets, man.
Dude, I'm excited for this tournament. It's gonna be crazy. All right. Well, I guess I'm Jaco signing off. So see you guys back here maybe in 40 minutes for the next race. Peace out.